Right, well, I'm here beside the Churchill statue in the middle of Westminster with my two new friends from the ex-Gurkha regiment. And gentlemen, why? Let me just move you in. I'll stand behind you. Why are you here in London just now? Why are you? What's the situation? Why are you here, and what's happening here just now?
Actually, the situation is very bad for the Gurkhas. We've been discriminated. Not only discriminated, we have been abused. Actually, that word I didn't know, but British public they taught me, Janraj, you Gurkhas are abused, used, misused. That's what they say.
So tell us, briefly outline what the situation is. Tell us what's happening, why you're being abused, and what is actually the situation, so that people who don't know about this will understand it if they don't have any knowledge of it.
Yes, sir. During the war, they used, and after they won the war,
Yeah,
they
a lot
sent
of wars with the Gurkhas.
thousands of veterans barefooted, without money. Once they returned back home, thousands of people suffered PTSD. They became mentally sick, and they became useless.
In Nepal?
Yeah, and as they were not given good salary, pension, they could not educate their children. So their children are in Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, working dirty, difficult, dangerous job for a very little amount of money. And now the elderly veteran, those who could offer loan from people, friends, they paid 36% interest, and they paid lots of money to come to UK. And they are now over here are the most sufferer. They are very old, very frail, very sick. They can't speak good English. The culture is different. The geography is different. UK is very cold as well. And they can't do shopping. They can't cook properly.
So I would just like to let me get this correct. So obviously the Gurkhas are a very famous international regiment in the British Army. I think what's actually happening here is that the Gurkhas have not been given pensions that would be alongside their British counterparts. Is that correct? Is that the main crux of the issue just now?
There are two types of Gurkhas. One of them they used in the war, like especially in Malaysian war concentration. After the war, even though they served 10, 11 years, they sent barefooted almost, giving 200 pounds. And there are other Gurkhas. We were about 30,000 plus at the beginning of this campaign. Now hardly there are 15,000 left behind. And we were given only 2 to 3% of pension, Gurkha pension, in comparison to the British counterpart. We were not given any lump sum gratuity. During the service, the salary was almost 3% or 4%, where the researchers, economists, they say we are 2,000% behind. We have lost millions or hundreds of thousands of pounds individually. So especially because as they kept us under poverty, we could not educate our children. So in Nepal, we became very backwarded, politically, socially, religiously, and financially especially. So we are very backwarded community in Nepal. So there is a very big danger in the future why it is happening. We have got two types of Brahmin and indigenous people. The Brahmin are leading the country all the time, but Britain is using all the indigenous, using and throwing, and washing the brain of the indigenous people.
So what should the British government do? What's the objective here, gents, for the British? What would be the right policy for the British government to do in connection with what your demands are or what your desires are?
There is a very easy solution actually. They cannot pay everything. The economists say if Britain has to pay all the amount or the value of our blood, tear and sweat, 800 billion pounds they have to pay. That's what they say. But now it is too late. For those who are surviving, give equal pension
to the British soldiers.
in comparison to the British counterpart. The widows are to be treated equally like the British widows. And those redundant, they are to be given some lump sum and certain amount of pension. Yeah, because they have served 10 years. And they have to give us state pension. They took the money for the state pension or NI, and they are not counting our NI. So we are like beggar over here.
Right.
We have to depend on benefit, like a refugee get, or a thief gets, when you get old, That is the thing we elderly people are.
Upset about, of course.
On that, let me tell you, the researchers already warned the British government that they are spending £32,000 per annum for a couple. But if they keep our pension, it will be 10,000 to 12,000.
Right.
That means British government will save billions of taxpayers' money. And we will be happy. We will be going back to Nepal. We'll stay there with on dignity and respect.
Yes.
So these are the things, but this thing can be only served as the Nepal government requesting, because Gurkha issue is Nepal's national agenda, national serious agenda. But British government is bullying the Nepal poor government, or not a strong government, or afraid of paying the value of the Gurkhas.
Yes,
anyway.
of course. Well, I think we should say a couple of things. The Gurkhas have been in the British Army for a long period of time, and they've fought valiantly with the British, alongside the British soldiers, in many conflicts all over the world, and they've done so with, and I think that's why you're also getting support from British servicemen and women, and you gentlemen, the British servicemen and women are actually supporting the Gurkha cause, because they've actually been alongside you in many conflicts, and they've seen the valid and valiant contribution the Gurkhas have made across various battlefronts throughout the world. The Second World War, I mean, it's where the Gurkhas have been about in frontline combat in many conflicts. And yes, I can certainly see why they're actually, the British servicemen and women are out supporting you as well, and as well as the general public as well. I think you've got support here as well for your cause as well.
We are so grateful with our British general public and the veterans. One professor came to see me and it said, Gyanraj, you Gurkhas and we British have got blood relation. And I didn't know, Professor, how do we have blood relation? And he said that, Gyanraj, your ancestors, my ancestors, they died together, and they shedded their blood. The blood were mixed together. And when your ancestors were shot, wounded, and the British blood was given. When the British was, then Gurkha's blood were given. So we have got blood relation, And when we tell these stories, how we saved this great country, great people, now they cry when they hear. When they learn, they really cry, and they have made me cry for many times. And so we Gurkhas are so grateful with the British general public. I have been telling all Nepali citizens that how much the British general public love and care the Gurkhas.
Very much so, very much so.
I'm not lying.
I do. No, I don't think you are either, and I think you've got a great well of support just now, gentlemen, from the British population all over the UK. We all know about the Gurkhas. I was doing my pre-RCB with the Paras, which was the first time I met the Gurkhas as well. Tell us about the book. Tell us about the book, gents.
Right.
Just let me hold up to the camera. Let me just move it into the camera. So this is the book of the Gurkhas as well. Tell us about the story.
Many hundreds of books are written by intellectuals, academicians. But this book is written two things. One is the history, how, where, when the Gurkha fought. There is no place where Gurkha did not involve any confrontation. He has picked up every conflict, and how nicely or how bravely the Gurkhas served or not.
Yes.
And they won the war. After that, the British, not the British general public,
the
the
British establishment.
a gang of MOD,
Yeah.
a gang of MOD we call.
Yeah.
They used and thrown.
Yeah.
Like they squeezed the lemon
Yeah.
and suck the juice
Yeah.
and throw the
the husk away.
That is what written actually.
So can I just say this? It says the true story of the Gurkhas by T.I. Gurang.
Yeah.
Gurang.
He's a Gurkha. He was educated in Singapore, and as his father was in the British Army, he joined, and he has done lots of research. And I'm very happy, and I have sent this letter to our Prime Minister Boris Johnson as well.
Yeah.
He's got one.
He should get a book. Yeah, he should definitely send him one of the books. Yeah, I just want to thank you. You've done a great job here, and I'll put the message out for you as well.
Thank you very much for your support.
And we all support you up in Scotland as well.
Thank you.
And we hope you.
I know
we get justice.
how much the God's country people love the Gurkhas.
Yeah,
you know,
very much so.
I'm not partial, but I know how much they love us.
Yeah, very
everybody,
much so.
everybody. I've been to Scotland many times.
That's good. Well, we all love the Gurkhas up there, my friend. It's good to see you. Listen, thank you very much for doing this.
Shall I sign this for
Oh,
you?
yes, please. This is absolutely fantastic. Yes, please.
How will I be right?
My name is David. D-A-V-I-D.
David.
Valentine. B-A-L-L-A-N-A-N-T-I-N-E. Just like the whiskey. I'll cherish this, my friend. Yes, I think there needs to be more done for our friends in Nepal and the Gurkhas over there, and very much so, and very much support that as well, as do all our friends.
Today is first.
You're a good man. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Guerrilla TV channel. I'll get this out for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
My baby gorillas, fascinating.